Imagine lying motionless in a hospital bed, not just sick but utterly trapped in your own body. It's 1993 in a packed ICU, and Sue Baier, once full of life and plans, now can't move a muscle except for her eyes. No way to speak, no way to ask for help. The machines beep around her, the nurses bustle, but she wonders who truly sees her. Why does her presence sometimes slip through cracks unnoticed? This is bed number 10, and Sue's story is about survival far beyond the physical. Here's where the human drama unfolds, framed by white walls and the cold hum of machines. Sue's paralysis traps her in silence, but her mind races, battling both the illness and the indifferent eye of caregivers. Sue lies on bed number 10, unable to move anything but her eyelids. Nurses rush past, some never looking down. One day, a new nurse, Nina, notices Sue's eyes flicker. Nina learns a simple code: blink once for yes, twice for no. That tiny breakthrough becomes Sue's lifeline amid the buzzing ICU chaos. Think of the ICU like a high-speed train station where everyone's rushing but no one checks if a passenger is missing their connection. Because Sue can't speak or gesture, many staff assume she's unconscious or unaware. This gap between presence and acknowledgement is like being invisible, trapped behind a glass wall, a world where care is routine but not truly attentive. When recognition finally arrives, it transforms Sue's reality. The physical therapists who read her eyes and respond, the nurse who carefully feeds her drop by drop, they awaken an emotional rhythm. These moments prove how seeing a patient as present, aware, and worthy can shift survival from merely existing to genuinely fighting back. Sue's body betrays her, but her mind refuses surrender. Inside this fragile frame, a battle rages, between paralysis and the will to move, between despair and hope. Physical therapist Frank becomes more than a caregiver, he's a translator of Sue's silent will. He watches her eyes, senses her frustration, and pushes her gently to twitch fingers or contract muscles. Each tiny movement sparks a rush of hope, a whisper that someday she might walk again. Recovering movement when your body feels like a dead weight is like coaching an orchestra with no instruments. Sue has to retrain each muscle like relearning a dance step in slow motion. The process is exhausting, frustrating, a test of patience that's as mental as it is physical. Sue's mind becomes her greatest weapon. Despite months confined to a bed, her determination fortifies her spirit. She tells herself, "I am more than this paralysis." That grit, mental steel forged in isolation and fear, powers her through setbacks, reminding us resilience often outlasts the body's limits. You think hospitals are bastions of care, but Sue's story exposes cracks, where compassion blooms and where it falters, shaping a new kind of survival story. Sue remembers a nurse who, seeing Sue sweat and shiver, tucked her blankets tightly without realizing she was soaked. But then there was Nurse June, who fed Sue drop by drop, patiently coaxing her swallow muscles back to life. These caregivers made the difference between merely surviving and truly healing. Many physicians bewilder Sue with jargon and rushed visits, ignoring that she was awake, listening, and scared. It's like they were speaking a foreign language, invisible to her inner world. This disconnect wasn't negligence, but a symptom of a system strained, treating diseases instead of people. At the smallest moments, heroism shines brightest. A therapist reading eyes like an open book, a nurse pausing to smile despite exhaustion. These acts remind us healthcare isn't just science, it's deeply human, a mosaic of fleeting connections that matter immeasurably when you're caught in bed number 10. Back to bed number 10, Sue blinks once more to answer a question no one asked aloud. Are you still here? Her story is a challenge to all of us, to recognize those whose voices are muffled, to communicate even without words, and to remember that true care means presence. Next time you're with someone struggling in silence, try this: slow down, look deeply, and meet them there. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.